Good morning, children. Saira. Welcome to the part 2 of Geography, Chapter 2, that is Inside Our Earth. So, in the previous video, we had learned about the interior of the Earth. We have also learned about rocks and minerals, in which we saw that there are three types of rocks: igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. We have also learned about the igneous rocks. So, now in this session, that is in part 2, we are going to learn about the sedimentary rocks, metamorphic rocks, how rocks are useful to us, and rock cycle. So, let us begin now. The rocks that pool on the surface of the earth are called extrusive igneous rocks. These rocks are also known as the volcanic rocks. Due to rapid cooling, the crystals are fine grained. Basalt is an example of such rock. The Deccan Plateau of India is made up of basalt rocks. Igneous rocks have some typical characteristics. They are hard and compact. These do not occur in the distinct beds or strata. These rocks do not have the remains of animals or plants, and they allow water to percolate through them. Other types of rocks are formed from igneous rocks. And children, valuable minerals such as iron, gold, silver, and aluminium are found in these rocks. Now, let us look at the second type of rock, that is sedimentary rock. Children, rain, wind, ice, plants, and animals break rocks into fragments. These rock fragments are carried away by running water, wind, and ice, and they are deposited in depressions. The deposited materials are called sediments. The loose sediments are then compressed and hardened to form layers of rocks. Now, children, these layers of rocks are called sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks are formed either mechanically, chemically, or organically. These rocks are the most widespread and cover about 75% of the total land area of the earth. Now, just like igneous rocks have a particular characteristics, sedimentary rocks also have some typical characteristics. These rocks are softer than the igneous rocks. They have horizontal layers arranged one above the other. These rocks are mostly formed underwater and they have marks of waves and mud cracks. These rocks contain remains of animals and plants called fossils between the layers. The important examples of them are sandstone, limestone, and coal. This is the picture of sedimentary rock. As I said, you can see the horizontal layers arranged one above the other. Children, just like I said, sedimentary rocks contain remains of animals and plants called fossils. Now, just to clarify here, fossils are the remains of dead plants and animals, and they are trapped in the layers of rocks. This is a picture of an animal fossil and a plant fossil. Metamorphic rocks. Children, the metamorphic rocks are all actually igneous or sedimentary rocks which have been changed due to excessive heat and pressure inside the earth. Excessive heat and pressure can change the original properties of rock, such as its color, hardness, texture, and mineral composition. Such changed rocks are called metamorphic rocks. The act of metamorphism takes hundreds of years. In due course of time, limestone can change into marble, shale into slate, granite into gneiss, sandstone into quartzite, and so on. Children, gems are found in these rocks. Like igneous and sedimentary rocks, metamorphic rocks also have some characteristics. These rocks, after change, remain in their original position. They are very hard and have a high specific gravity. These rocks do not have empty spaces in them. Now, children, look at this picture. It is a picture of metamorphic rocks. Now, let us move on to the next section, that is uses of rocks and minerals. Rocks are very useful to us. In ancient times, rocks were used to make tools and weapons. The hard rocks are used in construction of roads, houses, and buildings. Minerals like coal and petroleum provide the source of power. Chemicals found in some sedimentary rocks are used to make fertilizers. Stones are also used in many games like hopscotch, 5 stones, 7 stones, etc. Soil is formed from rocks itself. Now, let us move on to the next session, that is the rock cycle. Now, children, what exactly do you understand by rock cycle? The change of one type of rock into another type under certain conditions, and that too in a cyclic manner, is known as rock cycle. The rock cycle has neither a beginning nor an end. In this process, the matter of the earth's crust is not lost. The rock cycle operates in certain ways. The hot and molten magma forms igneous rocks on cooling. Now, these igneous rocks are exposed to different agents of weathering and erosion on the earth's surface. The broken rock fragments, when transported and deposited in in basins forms sedimentary rocks. So, these broken rock fragments, when they are transported, children, and when they are deposited in the basins, they form sedimentary rocks. This we have already seen. The leftover igneous rocks and the newly formed sedimentary rocks are subjected to intense heat and pressure. They change into metamorphic rocks in due course of time. The sedimentary rocks are buried along with the metamorphic rocks are buried again and melt to form magma. This magma again cools down and forms igneous rocks. Now children, throughout the geological period of millions of years, rocks and minerals have been changing due to working of the rock cycle. Now, let us take a look at the picture. This is a picture of a rock cycle. This picture shows that when the molten magma cools, it solidifies to become igneous rocks. When igneous rocks are broken down, they are transported and deposited to form sedimentary rocks. When the igneous and sedimentary rocks are subjected to heat and pressure, they change to metamorphic rocks. And the metamorphic rocks, which are still under great heat and pressure, melt down to form molten magma. This again cool down and solidify into igneous rock. So this entire process of transformation is called the rock cycle. Now children, let us understand more about minerals. Rocks are made up of different minerals. Now what are these minerals? These minerals, they are naturally occurring substances which have certain physical property and definite chemical composition. Minerals are very important to mankind. Some of them are used as fuels. For example, coal, natural gas, petroleum, etc. They are also used in industries like iron, aluminium, gold, uranium, etc. They are also used in medicines and in fertilizers too. Now children, let us take a small recap on this chapter. Children, in this chapter, we have learned about the interior of the earth. We learned that Earth is a dynamic planet and it constantly undergoes changes from inside as well as from outside. Both interior and exterior of the earth consist of different types of rocks and minerals. We learned that the radius of the earth is 6,371 kilometers and it is made up of several concentric layers with one inside the other, just like an onion. We learned about the three different types of layers, that is the crust, mantle and core. The uppermost and the thinner layer over Earth's surface, which is about 35 kilometers on the continental masses and only 5 kilometers on the ocean floors. Continental mass consists of silica and alumina. Thus it is called Sial. The oceanic crust consists of silica and magnesium and therefore called Sima. The crust forms only 0.5% of the volume of the earth. Mantle is just beneath the crust and extends up to the depth of 2,900 kilometers below the crust. The innermost layer is the core with the radius about 3,500 kilometers. It is made up of nickel and iron and hence called knife. The central core has a very high temperature as well as pressure. Then we learnt about rocks and minerals and also saw its uses. We learned that the earth's crust is made up of various types of rocks and minerals. Now, rocks. What are rocks? Rocks are any natural mass of mineral matter that makes up Earth's crust. The different types of rocks vary in color, size and texture. Rocks are useful to us. In ancient times, they were used to make weapons and tools. Hard rocks are used for making roads, houses as well as buildings. Then after that we saw the different types of rocks. The three major types of rocks are igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic. Igneous rocks are formed when the molten magma cools and becomes solid. Igneous rocks are also known as primary rocks. Sedimentary rocks. The transported and deposited small fragmented rocks by wind, water, etc. form sediments. These loose sediments are compressed and hardened to form layers of rocks which are called sedimentary rocks. Metamorphic rocks. These rocks are formed due to great heat and pressure over igneous and sedimentary rocks. Example: limestone turns into marble, clay changes to slate, etc. Then we learned about rock cycle. Now, one type of rock changes to another type under certain conditions in a cyclic manner. The process of transformation of the rock from one to another is called the rock cycle. Then we also learned about the process of transformation in rock cycle. We saw how molten magma cools, solidifies and becomes igneous rock. Igneous rocks, when broken down into small particles, are transported and deposited to form sedimentary rocks. The igneous and sedimentary rocks are subjected to heat and pressure and change to metamorphic rocks. And metamorphic rocks, which are still under heat and pressure, melt down and form molten magma. Again, this molten magma cools and becomes solid igneous rocks. After that, children, we learnt about minerals. We saw that minerals are natural occurring substances with certain physical properties and definite chemical composition. These are used in industries, medicines, as fertilizers, fuels, etc. So with this, I end this chapter of geography inside our earth.